All right, good morning, everybody. And just like that, let's get into it. Welcome to RotoWild Fantasy Sports. I am Bolts Bolton, winner of 38,000 in prizes on FanDuel alone. So it's an early morning. We got an early morning slate, 2-game slate here on NBA, and we got a really good chance to win this slate. So if you're considering doing the Fiverr gig, which is available here, you can view it on the chat link. You should be really doing it right now, right? Because the lineup is going to come up soon. It looks as though we've got about 2 hours. I will deliver the lineup 30 minutes prior to the early morning slate, to the start of the slate. Now, hope everybody's had their coffee and is ready to roll for this early slate in the NBA. And why do I say that, right? Well, as we look at the games, there's only 2 games, and one of the games is the Clippers. Sacramento at the Clippers, and Cleveland in Chicago. Now, as I look at these games, like I said, I think there's a real good chance that you can win the entire contest by booking the Fiverr gig today. Why do I say this? And how much are we talking here, right? So, as we pull this up, let's see here. I don't know what's going on there. That is weird. Let me just look at it on my phone. It's ridiculous. The FanDuel website has just been so bad lately. I don't know, but 50,000. That's how much this contest is worth. Because apparently, as I look here, there's nowhere for me to click and view the prize, which is really weird. $50,000 first place for this morning contest. Really for some reason here I cannot view the prizes. Let me try zooming this. There we go. There's the prizes. Alright, guys. So as you take a look there, you got 50,000 the first, 15,000, 10,000 the third. Right? So even if you win third place, wow, you're talking 10,000 this morning. I mean, that's going to change your whole year. And we know for a fact because we already won just a little while back, right? So, again, if you're considering doing the Fiverr, now is the time to do the Fiverr. There's the link for the Fiverr. You just click that one. It's going to take you here where it says, I will help you win on FanDuel, right? And from there, it's pretty easy. All you'll need to do is just click on that. Just click on that gig. I will help you win on FanDuel. It'll take you to this screen. One-day winner, slate of your choice, that day only. Right now we're talking about the early only slate for 50,000 to first place, right? We're talking about 15,000 to second place, 10,000 to third, 4,000 to fourth, 2,000 to fifth place, right? So this is big money here, right? This is what we're looking at, guys. So if you're considering booking the Fiverr gig, you got to do it now. I will deliver the lineup 30 minutes prior to contest start for a one-day winner, $5. Now, I want to welcome all of our audience, everyone watching on YouNow, all my people watching on YouTube, Vaughn Live, Stream Me, and Periscope. All right. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about what the overall strategy is. All right. Now, as we go to edit this lineup and clear it out, look at some of the build suggestions. I mean, you got good matchup there. Tobias Harris, stud, done. Stud, Willie Cauley-Stein. But are any of those guys studs? I find this contest to be very winnable. Really, really winnable, guys. So again, if you're considering doing the gig, it looks just like this. Click on that link, and that link is going to take you to the page that I showed before. It'll look just like this, and you book the gig. All right. I have my phone here, so I'm getting alerts. And people are booking the gig. Others are winning. Most likely, you've already bought so many entries, you might not even get to all of them. Right? So you can either run my lineup straight out in your tournament, or you can get it a half hour early and make some adjustments yourself. All right. So what I'm going to do here is show off a little bit about RotoWild. All right. So if you haven't visited RotoWild.com, it's going to look a little bit like this. RotoWild is a DFS community. And I'm going to go get a glass of water, and I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. I'm back, everybody. Sorry about that. So, much better now. All right. So you got good matchup for those guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next suggestion screen. Say, we don't like these guys. Show me new players. Stud, De'Aaron Fox. Interesting. Stud, good matchup for Lou Williams, who's been on fire. Bogdanovich. He's also been just like, Bogdanovich, so hot. So, that's crazy. Montrez, Larry Nance, and Bagley. They pop up there. What do you guys think? How's everybody doing today? Let's go ahead and start off with the first screen. All right? Let's go full list it and come back here. What do you guys think about this screen? Who would you choose out of these three? Harris, Fox, or Levine? Right? So yeah, Fox, Harris, Levine. What do you guys like here? Go ahead and join us on the chat. So we're talking in terms of fantasy points. Harris, Fox, or Levine on today's slate. Join us on the chat. Chat is up. I have the Fiverr up where I will give out my lineup. As you can see there on my lineup, I just won the 10,000 just a few days ago, and I think this contest is very winnable. It's very, very winnable. You know, we can take this whole thing down. It's going to be a huge prize. I hope everyone was watching last night. As with Curry and Irving, we were in first for a long time. Unfortunately, you know, that other Corey Brewer and all that other stuff, it was just tough to overcome. You know, it was a big night. It was a tough night. Let's see. Fox, Harris, or Levine, that's up there. So again, right now the discussion here that I got, if you guys want to join in, I'm trying to choose between Tobias Harris, Fox, or Levine, built by the Guru suggestion there on FanDuel. Now, a couple things I look for when I'm looking at fantasy players. Couple techniques that I use when I'm comparing different players, right? One thing is the eye test. If you watch the games, right, you can choose pretty easily. You know, like it's not like everyone's consistent or everyone is hot all the time, right? Other than that, you got to look at stats, right? So you're looking at the game log and you're looking at some different ways of adding up the game log, right? So very quick way, just an estimate way, is choose as many games as you like. Maybe it's 5 games. Maybe it's 4 games. Maybe it's 3 games. You just estimate by taking the first digit of the fantasy total, right? So Tobias' 4-game total is 16, which is 160 fantasy points, right? And what you do is you take him, right, and you go, okay, Tobias 160 in the last 4. And then you're saying Fox is 5 and 6, 110 in the last 4. Zach Levine, 7 and 6, 13, 130 in the last 4. So everyone sees that's a very quick technique, right? And you get an obvious choice. Again, I could give you all my picks, right? But that would be counterproductive. What we got to do is I've got the Fiverr gig. You book the Fiverr gig, it's $5. Then you can run the same lineup I'm running out, or I will provide my picks 30 minutes prior to the contest beginning. Right? Then you can make choices off of the information I've now given you, or you can run my lineup straight up. And that's how the Fiverr gig works. It's a one-day winner for $5, a slate of your choice that day only. I will deliver 30 minutes prior to the contest start. As I mentioned before, I always have my phone out, so I'm always getting alerted on new people that are buying the gig. Now, the contest is filling up, guys. It is filling up. We got 2 hours and 13 minutes until the contest starts, and as I take a look here, it's starting to fill up a little bit. There's only about 10,000 entries left. So if you're considering playing this $7 contest, then buying my lineup for $5 and maybe winning $50,000, it would cost you $12. All right? This is not difficult. Okay? Now, how do you get there? Just click the link right here, and it's going to take you to this screen. One day winner, slate of your choice. Okay? Now, I was showing off just a little bit of how I do some of this, but I don't give away all my secrets, and I don't give away my picks because other people are paying for the picks. You understand? This is for the early only contest. Today's date, NBA Fantasy on FanDuel. We got a few viewers now. You know, anyone want to chime in about who they like between these three players suggested by the fantasy guru? Should we move on to the next three? What do you guys think? Go ahead and give us some feedback here. All right, this is what I'm going to do. All right. Right now, let's do this. Everyone go on to their Instagram and let's add me on Instagram. If you add me on Instagram, what I'll do is I will send you my best 3 plays via DM for today's early morning slate. Okay? The IG link, right? It's just RotoWild DFS on IG. And let me add this in the section here. All right, so whoever's watching, go ahead and add me on Instagram. All right, so there you go. There's my little promotion. Again, I always have the Fiverr gig available. There's the Fiverr gig, a slate of your choice that day only. Right now, I'm doing the early only. The early only is a huge contest worth a large prize, which is very winnable in a 2-game slate. All right, so if you're considering doing this, again, I've gone over the logistics of doing this. Look at the prize. The prize is $50,000. There is only about 10,000 entries left to join into this contest. Okay? As you take a look there, you see that? You need to join now. It is $7. It'll cost you $7 entry fee. Then you pay me on the Fiverr gig here $5, so that your total cost is $12. Your potential winnings: first, second, third place, $50,000, $15,000, and $10,000. All right, so it's pretty simple. All right, again, running a couple other promotions here. Add me on IG, RotoWild DFS, and I will DM my best 3 early only plays. All right, so that's what I've got going on at the moment. Now, as always, we are streaming live on YouTube. Vaughn Live, Stream Me, You Now, and Periscope. And I want to thank everybody for joining in and enjoying our multicast, okay? Now, here we go. Again, I've gone over a couple. If you look down here on the FanDuel Scout, you see how this works here. It says good matchup. Player expects to perform well against their matched opponent. Studs, top projected players we recommend building around, and players expected to be used more due to usage change. All right, so this is in the Guru suggestions section here on FanDuel when you're picking your lineup, and these are the first 3 that popped up for me, which good matchup is labeled Tobias. You got studs, these 2. I showed a way of comparing 3, and I think we saw who the best pick was. Hopefully you were watching at that point. No. Probably not going to be on much longer because I'm going to go log off and get to making these lineups. So if you're watching, join in and let us know what you think. Let us know how we're doing, if you're enjoying the program. Again, we're discussing Tobias, Fox, and Levine. And I gave one example of kind of a method that you can use quickly to sort out between the 3, right? Let's use the same example that I showed with the next 3 players. So the next 3 that pop up here is good matchup. For Montrez, you got nothing labeled on Bogdanovich. Strange, because this is only the second line of show me players. And Zizic listed as good matchup. Now, remember, what was the first thing I went over? It was the eye test. All right, so if you're a huge fan of the NBA like myself, you got the Clippers playing here. You know, if you take a little eye test, you know something about Montrez in comparison to Toby, right? But Montrez is now a starter, you know, so who knows? Who knows what could happen there? There's some potential there. Again, I've only got a few things going on. You've got add me on IG, RotoWild DFS. Yep. And I am always getting notifications also from the Fiverr, right? So I've got people that are purchasing the Fiverr, and we've got people adding me on IG, right? So this is great, right? But let's go back to our lineups and let's take a little quick look, right? You got to look at the next three players there. And I was just discussing how I kind of do a quick example, right? So Montrez, Bog, or Zizic. Click on them, right? You're going to want to look at the game log. 3, 7, 70 fantasy points in 4. Yikes. What happened to Bogdanovich here against Memphis? Maybe it's an outlier. Let's skip that one, I guess. 8, 10, 12 for 120 fantasy points in 4. And Zizic is 4 and 6, 10. So in comparison, this string of players I think is a lot weaker than that previous string of players, right? So when you clicked Guru suggestions, it wasn't Bagley, but it was two studs, Levine and Fox with Tobias Harris. And if you click back and forth, they'll start giving you different guys, right? So it's pretty interesting. I think it's very interesting, right? Because you got to consider this stuff. FanDuel's creating the contest and they're pricing the players, so you got to consider some of the stuff that they're listing. Seven and 9. 9 to 11. 11, 70, right? So it's pretty interesting stuff here. So I've been on for about my 30 minutes, guys. I'm going to probably log off now and get to creating the lineups. Go ahead and book the Fiverr, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.